happy Vlogmas again. Today is Tuesday. Usually I start these things in my classroom, not at home, but I am at home right now, and the boys and I have dentist appointments right after school today. So I won't be able to come home and cook dinner. So I am doing a big old roast in the slow cooker, and it will cook all day. When my husband gets home, dinner will be ready. When the boys and I get home, our dinner will be ready. And this is so easy. I just literally buy a roast. I don't even bother seasoning it. This is some organic carrots here. Whoops! That I'm dropping all over the floor. And I am dumping a ton of those in because my husband loves carrots and so do I. Excuse me. Two runaway carrots. Give them a wash. They're so good. And now I've got a bunch of potatoes here that I'm going to wash them real quick, so hang on. And I'll be honest, I'm making enough food to feed an army. That's because A, I have boys, and B, this is going to serve us dinner 2 days in a row because tomorrow's Wednesday and I really want to work late. So I just cut the potatoes into big chunks, toss them in. I don't bother peeling because personally I think the skins are my favorite part of the potato. And just quarter them, and if you have a really big potato, cut it into 6 chunks instead of 4. Yeah, I'm going to work late tomorrow because I just have a million things at work that I need to do that I just can't get done right now by the normal school day. So I always go to work early. I try to be in my classroom anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half before school starts because I usually have to leave right at the end of the day because I have children, I have to get home for them, I have to come home, cook dinner, and unfortunately my school, they shut the buildings down like at 5:45, 6 o'clock for the day. So I live so far away from the school that there's no way for me to come home, do all my mommy jobs, and then drive my butt back to work in time before they would shut down for the day. So I will make a super large dinner for tomorrow, for today and tomorrow, and I will just stay and work till 6 tomorrow. Actually looking forward to it. But today, like I said, we have to come home anyway for the dentist. Alright, that looks like enough potatoes. That's all I can fit in there. So these two will go back in the bag. And we'll put the big one in, toss the little one in. Alright, now 1 big onion. And just like the potato, you're just going to cut it into huge wedges. You're not going to worry about dicing it or mincing it. Sorry if I'm making funny faces. I do that sometimes when I cut hard things. Alright, let's round this onion. There we go. Alright, and toss all that in. Kind of break up the onion a little bit. Alright. And then this is the magic that makes this whole recipe work. Lipton's Beefy Onion Soup. This stuff is the bomb. I don't put any salt in here. I will throw some pepper in, but there's already a lot of salt in this soup packet. So I will just cut this open. Let me get some water. dump this in here just to kind of give it a stir. And I just used tap water, not boiling water. I just want to make sure I didn't have any clumps and it all mixed up. Pour this over the top. So that was 2 cups of water along with the Lipton soup mix. And I should have put a little bit more water in there. Alrighty. And honestly, a little pepper, that's it. Boom. Put the lid on, turn it on for 8.5 hours on low, and then my slow cooker, once it's done cooking, will switch from low to warming to keep it warm until we get home, and it'll stay on warming for 6 hours. Dinner for 2 days took me less than 10 minutes. Alright, good to go. In my classroom, and can I just say, I am totally bumming I left my water bottle at home. That may not seem like a big deal to you guys, but that is devastating to me that I left my water bottle at home. And I already made it. It was full of caffeinated Crystal Light and ice, and it was ready to go. And I get here and I realized, ugh, it's still at home, sitting on the kitchen counter. That is such a bummer. I drink, when I'm here in school, I will drink 2 of those with a Crystal Light in them during the day. And then at the end of the day, I will actually have a 3rd one with just water in it. So I am beyond bummed out right now. So I do have some plastic cups here, but it's not the same. I'm used to my water bottle. Not to mention, I don't like having open cups sitting on my table because it never fails. They get knocked over, they spill, my lesson plan book gets ruined. So, but at the same time, if I were to try to teach today with no caffeine, somebody wouldn't survive the day. Not sure who, but somebody would not survive the day. I have to have my caffeine. I freely admit I am a full-blown caffeine addict. I realized that actually this past weekend when I had stomach flu because I wasn't eating or drinking anything because it would just come right back up. On the 2nd day of that stomach flu bout that I still really wasn't eating or drinking anything other than just like a sip of water, I developed a massive migraine. I'm like, oh God, what's going on? And I realized several hours later what it was. I was going through caffeine withdrawal. Bad. Real bad. So I may need to actually cut back a little on my caffeine intake. Maybe just a touch. We'll see. Probably not. Last night I was talking about technology and the ones that I've been loving versus the ones that I find several months in are not working for me. And I mentioned I was moving back to a paper binder for my pensive, my readers, my teacher binder for reading. And I've been using the Confer app since the beginning of the school year, and initially I really seemed to like it. I did. I thought it was great. I thought it was convenient. Having this going from child to child was a lot easier than lugging this thing from kid to kid. But I find I don't like having everything on such a small screen. I don't have an iPad, so maybe if I had had an iPad with a larger screen and a larger viewing surface, Confer may have worked better for me. But as it is, I want to be able to, open a page and actually see everything that's been going on. So I like to be able, before I conference with a student one-on-one, to go to their page in the binder, go, okay, this was September, October, November. This way I have a picture of what they've been doing so far. That way I know where we need to continue with when I sit down with them again. With the Confer app, you kind of have to scroll through screens to see the past history. It wasn't working for me. So I've printed out all my pages that I've literally like 15 pages of notes here on the students, and I was initially going to hand write all this in. I think what I'm going to do is just get some tape and some scissors and cut these into pieces and tape them in, and then proceed from there with writing it for the rest of the way. So yes, I have gone back to a binder system for reading conferences and writing conferences. It works for me. And so I'm abandoning the Confer app. But one technology, excuse me, I have a fuzzy in my hair, my lipstick. One technology I am embracing wholeheartedly is Class Dojo. We do PBS in our school. It's building mandated, actually it's district-wide mandate that we have to do PBS. And we have these PBS charts where you flip the card, and each flip means a different thing. And I've done this for years, I really have. But sometimes this chart is actually inconvenient. If I'm sitting on the carpet area all the way across the classroom and I'm in the middle of a Daily 5 mini lesson and I'm reading a book, but two kids are misbehaving and I've given them their one verbal warning, and now those two children are misbehaving again and they're off task, I do not want to stand up, walk all the way across the room, flip their cards, and then walk all the way back to the chair. That just interrupts the flow of the teaching. So, but wherever I go, I usually have my phone with me because I use my phone as a timer for Daily 5 lessons to make sure I don't prattle on too long, because again, with Daily 5, it's that brain-based research that, your lesson should be 10-15 minutes at the max. If you're going on for longer than 15 minutes on your mini lesson, you are taking way too long. Because at the end of the day, the goal of Daily 5 is to take the work off the teacher and give it to the students. So I literally have my phone with me to time my mini lessons, and once my timer goes off, my time is up. It's time to move on, get the kids into their rotations. And then as a rule of thumb, I just kind of have my phone with me throughout the day. So I have the Class Dojo app on my phone, and you just you touch their names, and let me see here. I'll go into someone who's very well behaved. Here we go. This one. And then when it comes up, I'm going to hide her name. But when it comes up, you have a list of positive rewards that would give them a +1. Or I can go to the needs work and, trying to hide her name. And then here's all of the negative needs work reward or consequences, and this would be a -1. And if there's something really bad, like actual fighting in the classroom or hitting, you can actually designate your own points value to that. So maybe being off task is a -1, but maybe the kid who actually punches someone gets a -2 or a -3, as well as going to the office. I love this. And then also what you can do, when I have it on my computer here, let me pull this up. So on the computer, and I don't want to get too close, I want to give the kids their names. You'll see all of their little monsters, and reds mean they're in the negative territory, green means they're in the positive territory, gray means that their positives and negatives is canceled out and they're currently at a 0. But everything that happens here is saved in the students' profiles. So then you can literally print out a record of all of their good behavior as well as all of their negative behaviors, and that's an actual printout that you can then turn into the office, that you can give to parents at parent-teacher conferences to show that their child was on target this many times, or that they were participating this many times, but they were also touching at this many times, and they were off task this many times. So I really like that. And then, like I said, I can have my phone with me at my chair, and I can add or subtract points on the phone with just a touch. And it will automatically reflect in here, and it makes a really cool sound when you do that. So you'll get a ding, like coming through the speaker system when they get a positive reward, and then they'll get like this ding when they get a negative consequence. And you don't even have to say anything to the kids. You can just do it, or maybe you don't want to yell or disrupt the lesson, so just kind of make that eye contact and give that teacher eye, and then boop, they get deducted a point. So I love Class Dojo. The kids like it, and then I have on my PC, I have Chrome and I have Internet Explorer. So I just make sure to put Dojo on the Chrome one, and the Chrome just stays up all day. But then I tend to use Internet Explorer for the other things I do. So this way, it never gets turned off. It's there all day. It's on my phone all day, and works like a charm. So, and then a lot of times when the kids will hear a noise, especially if they're off task, they may not know who lost a point, but just hearing that noise will get all of them. Oh, was that me? Was that me? I better knock it off. So yes, loving Class Dojo, ditching Confer. Also, another thing I find I have not been using this year, even though I paid for it out of my own pocket, is spellingcity.com. I have several kids in here who are using it to do like homework things with it, but for the most part in the classroom, we can't be on the laptops all the time. A lot of the things we do for like math and science and social studies, we don't need the laptops. And even that reading and writing block, you only have limited time. So I'm finding that we use Raz Kids a ton. We use Lexia a ton. Spelling City, not so much. We really don't. I just don't have enough time in the day to get them on spellingcity.com. So, and again, Raz Kids and Lexia are school mandated. They are supposed to be logging into those two sites. They are supposed to be accruing time, doing the quizzes, completing the assessments. So those are district mandates. Spelling City was something I purchased on my own accord and took it upon myself to buy that. I was really excited to give it a try. And honestly, I think I just kind of wasted $60-some on it because it's not getting used anywhere near enough to have justified that cost. So next year I probably won't be purchasing that. Although the couple of kids in here who do have computers at home and are using spellingcity.com actually really like it and they're enjoying it. I can't squeeze it in during the daytime. I cannot find a way to squeeze it in. So, excuse me, I still have that stinking cough. It won't go away. I think that's pretty much all I got to say right now. I finally got my desk cleared and organized. Also, I want to show you guys my calendar real quick, my life planner. Look how cute this spread came out for December. I love it. I don't remember who I ordered these from. I think one of them was, or you know what, I've got the kits back here. I can tell you real quick. One of them was It's Planning Time Etsy shop, and the other one was Penny Lane. So Penny Lane and Planning Shop. So, but yeah, I just thought they were so cute, very colorful, very festive. Just finished eating my lunch. The girls today, one of them's absent, the other one had to finish her lesson plans, was doing some stuff. So I'm in here by myself today for lunch, which was fine. I just kind of chilled out, did a little work, and I am so happy that I didn't wait for Amazon Prime and that I actually downloaded that book, Guys Reads Terrifying Tales, to my Kindle. We are halfway through Mr. Shockey. The kids are loving it. They're absolutely loving it. It's a story that's intriguing and frightening, and it's at their level, but it's short. So instead of having to drag this story out for 3 weeks trying to get it done, I'll probably be finished with it in 3 to 4 days. So, but oh my God, they are so into it. And we were talking about the plot today, and we were talking about why Mr. Shockey's appearance changed, and we were talking about the character traits of Tyler. And so, it was really good. Also today we made our first personal anchor chart, and every child got a new folder that is to be their daily 5 reading folder, because I was talking with them today that I'm going, up until now, Daily 5 has kind of been working like on an honor system. You get your books, you read, I call kids up to read with me, and I'm kind of trusting you to be doing your work. But once the materials return from the PRC, they're actually going to have reading logs, response journals, and a few other things going on. They'll be stored in those Daily 5 folders that are basically kicking more writing into Daily 5. Because right now, writing is one of the components of Daily 5, but I don't have Daily 5 as part of the read to self component or the read with a partner component. Well, starting very soon, as soon as it arrives, there will be a writing component included in those, where I'm holding them more accountable. They will be responding to their reading in writing, not just verbally speaking with a partner. Although my class is really good at that. They're really good at verbal communication, which I focus a lot on in here just because of the English as a second language. There's so many ESLs, and even the kids who do speak English, a lot of them weren't born speaking English. So what you and I may think that, oh, well, this kid's got great English, you'll still realize that once you talk with them a long time, no, there's still gaps in there. They still need that oral language development. So, but I am kicking it up by adding writing components to the other parts of Daily 5. But they are loving that book. So yeah, I'm looking forward to then reading the next one so that we can compare the 2 stories together, compare the traits of the villains, compare the traits of the heroes or heroines in the story. So that's all good. And yes, that is all. Back home, sorry I didn't get a chance to vlog again at school today, but during my prep time I had a parent show up and had to meet with a parent, and then I had to find a missing report card, and for the life of me I could not find where I put those report cards in my classroom. You know how we get 2 sets, one for the kids, one for the teachers. Well, I put my set somewhere safe. And in that classic fashion, it's like, well, where the heck did I put them? I kept them safe for myself, apparently. So, but I did find it, got that to the parent. So, but it ate up a lot of my prep time, which is fine. Sorry, I'm shaking this camera all over the place. So I'm home now. The boys will be home from school any minute. And I'll show you my dinner. So, looking good. I'm going to give this a stir right now and check the potatoes to see how done they are. It's been keeping warm for about 1 hour and 38 minutes so far. So that's one of the things I really like about this slow cooker, is that it'll cook for the desired length that you tell it to, but then it'll keep the food warm for up to an additional 6 hours. I love that feature. So but I'm going to give that a stir, because when the boys get home, we don't even really have time to eat. We have to rush off to the dentist, and they will eat their dinner when we get back. We're home from the dentist, and Casey got a clean bill of health. AJ has 1 cavity. So that doesn't really surprise me. He's not the greatest brusher in the world. We need to work on that brushing. Just kind of tidy up here. I'm gonna clear the kitchen table. Is it just my house, or does everyone's kitchen table become a dumping ground? I can never keep the kitchen table clear. And anytime that I actually want the family to eat at the kitchen table, I have to clean everything and move 20 items to find the kitchen table. It's really annoying. So that's what we're getting ready to do right now, have some dinner. And it's Tuesday, but I actually, shocker, don't have that much to do tonight. Or at least not that much that I have to do tonight. I could easily keep myself working for hours and hours and hours. But I kind of don't want to do that tonight because I've been doing that Sunday and Monday, was doing all that work. And like I said, tomorrow, I am planning on working very late tomorrow because there's enough food to be dinner. I don't have to rush home and cook or do any of that stuff, and nobody's got a dentist appointment tomorrow. So I think tonight, I know after dinner, the boys want hot chocolate because I got that good stuff, and we might watch Home Alone or some sappy Christmas movie. That sounds really good right now. Okay, and we have the homemade hot chocolate. It is hot. Hello. Was that worth waiting for? Not gonna say anything?
Half.
Did you just say narf?
I said yeah.
Yeah.
What does narf mean?
No. No. No.
Brotherly love at its finest.
It's called brotherhood.
And this bad boy is all mine. So, I'm gonna drink. Give me back my hot chocolate, you sneaker. I'm gonna drink my hot chocolate, and we're gonna Home Alone. And with that, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.